My name is Linda and I'm with SaltySeattle, and today I would love to show you all how to make Paccheri. And we're gonna do a fun star pattern on it. We're gonna start with 2 golf ball sized chunks of pasta dough. And in particular with us, we're working with white dough and red dough today. You can do 2 of any color you want, but we're gonna do 2 golf ball sized chunks of dough. We're gonna use our rolling pin to flatten those just to the point that they'll go through the pasta machine. And then we'll start feeding them through the pasta machine, starting on the widest setting of the rollers and then going down as those rollers get more and more narrow. And as the rollers get more and more narrow, when they're about, say halfway, we will fold our pasta dough onto itself like a trifold envelope. And that folding technique is called lamination, and that just builds a little bit of strength into the pasta dough. And then we're gonna roll our pasta dough out both different colors to the second thinnest setting. And we wanna make sure that they are roughly the same size. So at this point, you can kind of trim the edges up if you like to, just to make sure that they're both the same size. And whichever color you want your stars to be, you're going to now work with the opposite colored sheet of pasta. We're gonna take 2 star cutters. These guys are called plunger cutters. And we're gonna do kind of a medium star and a smaller star. That's our inverse sheet. Now with the color sheet that we want our stars to show up as, so our solid sheet that's left, we're gonna lay this solid sheet over our pattern sheet. Then we'll use our rolling pin to just kind of roll those sheets together a little bit just to make sure that they're nice and stuck together before we put them back into the pasta machine on the widest setting first. And as we feed it through the pasta machine, we'll be getting narrower and narrower. And one little tip I like to give people when they're feeding a pattern sheet back through the pasta machine is to alternate the sides of the pasta sheet that you are feeding through the machine so that the pattern first skews one way, but then the next time you run it through skews the other way. So you're gonna go one nose in first and then the tail in next. And then Paccheri is a thicker walled shape. So we're gonna stop at about the 3rd thinnest setting on the pasta machine. And we'll make sure our pattern's nice, and we're gonna kind of trim our edges up. And now I have this 1 inch in diameter dowel, and I'm going to lay my dowel on the top of it and kind of eyeball how much material I would need for this pasta sheet to fit around this dowel. And I'm gonna cut the pasta sheet at the end of that length, and then I'm going to roll the dowel forward, press the dowel over the seam of that sheet that I've just cut, and then I'm going to remove my now tubular piece of pasta from the dowel, and I can cut it in half or I can cut it into thirds. The ideal goal for Paccheri is to be about inch and a half in length. And I'm gonna try to kind of prop them up in a nice round shape so that they stay in their little tubes. And then I'm just gonna continue that process until I'm finished with my pasta sheet. And these can rest on a parchment-lined sheet pan for at least probably about 30 minutes to an hour to kind of get their form solid, and up to a couple of days in the refrigerator. Thank you so much for joining me today in making this Paccheri. I would love it if you would join me on my social media channels on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, where we will continue to have lots of fun with colored pasta.